This is the Snack Challenge podcast. This is the show where we hear straight from the founders of some of the most exciting UK food and drink startups coming out at the moment. Today, we are talking with the Squirrel sisters, Gracie and Sophie Tyrrell, hearing about how family healthcare and an idea in the kitchen at home led them to build a very successful snack bar brand, which you can now get in Waitrose. Let's get to it.
Nom, 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 nom.
Hi, good morning. My name is Rich and we're Consumer Hub. We tell your story right to the best people in innovation, marketing and sales. This is the Snack Challenge podcast. This is where we meet some of the most exciting startups in the UK at the moment in the startup snacking scene. And today we've got Sophie and Gracie Tyrrell on the show with us from Squirrel Sisters. Guys, I've managed to say the name of your business without fluffing it up, so I'm feeling pretty good.
You did really well. Well done.
Where are you guys calling from today?
So we are at Sophie's. We are in St Margaret's, which is basically Richmond, sort of Twickenham way. So yeah, hanging out at Sophie's
I've got
today.
Gracie to come over to mine today because my little girl's just started nursery. So I need to be on call around the corner.
Yeah. But hopefully that means you're getting a bit more time just to get in the zone on the business now. She's back at nursery.
Yeah.
Right?
And you don't have a screaming baby in the background on your podcast as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's a massive bonus.
I did quite a lot of lockdown graft from my shed/office at the beginning. And it gets to 2:00 in the afternoon, the kids would be braying on the door. Dad, get the paddling pole out. Not now. I'm trying to film a podcast. So
How old are your kids?
What's that?
How old are your kids?
I've got 4. So I've got an 8-year-old,
wow.
6-year-old, I've got a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So it's busy.
Oh,
So I was glad to get back in the office.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Yeah,
I've only got
imagine
one,
that.
so I can't actually complain now.
It's busy though. It doesn't matter how many you have. It's busy. Just changes stuff up, doesn't it? But guys, tell us a bit about you and your background, and like what your interests and like what your passions, and how did that all kind of lead into Squirrel Sisters?
Yeah, so I can start by telling you the story of Squirrel Sisters, which then will link into our background and why we started really. So I, about 8 years ago, had a routine health check at work. I was working for a branding and design agency in the city, working hard, playing hard, exercising, like quite active, but probably not looking after myself too well, and had this routine health check and found out that I had a heart condition. So everyone was coming back saying, oh, I drink too much, or I've got to cut out cheese. And I was thinking, oh God, they're going to tell me to stop drinking too much. And they were like, you've actually got something wrong with your heart. So it was a massive shock. It was called Wolff-Parkinson White, where it's something to do with the electrics in your heart, and essentially means that something can go slightly wrong and you can drop dead. You hear those horror stories about people doing marathons or just walking down the street or not waking up. And so I was really, really frightened. It's a huge shock. As I was wanting to go out with my friends and just have fun and live my life, but I had this news. They quickly got me in for an operation, and unfortunately it didn't work. And the effect of it was just horrendous. I was pumped full of chemicals, and it was just really frightening. But the aftermath was the worst bit, because I was completely wiped out and I couldn't eat certain foods. So I just became really sensitive to particularly sugar. I would have like even a banana and with some honey or something, and I would just be like, it was just awful, like the reaction. I lived with Gracie, and she made it her mission to, find things that I could actually eat. And that's where Squirrel Sisters started. So our thing was, we'd always like have a brownie together in the evening, like watch a girly film, and so Gracie started crazy.
My date nights with my wife.
Well, now you've got brownies, you can have healthy brownies. But so she made it her mission to make these delicious foods for me and get me back to health, and really looked after me. So we had these amazing recipes, and that was like the one thing that I could eat, because they were really good for you, like packed with nutrients, but also delicious. And that was our number one thing, like it had to taste good. So yeah, my operation hadn't worked, so I unfortunately had to have it again. but that worked the second time. I'd really started taking a lot more care. I'd completely cut out sugar, and I was in a much better place. So I moved to Singapore with my job, branding and design, moved there to be with my husband because, you know, after all of that, I just thought, why not? But, you know, Gracie and I had cooked together a lot. It was a real passion of both of ours. And we both continued to make the bars because, and I'll let Gracie come on to what she was doing before, but, you know, in my job, it was very busy. You were always working late, needed really great snacks to keep you going. So they just stayed a part of our life. And then we decided, actually, this is probably a good point for Gracie to tell you what she was doing.
Yeah, so I was working in film and TV, so totally not food related. However, I was working as an actress, but also a lot behind the camera as well. So I was working for an actress and actually creating a lot of her meals. So that's where, you know, my interest for really healthy food kind of, I guess, was sparked even further. I mean, we've grown up with our mum, who is so into good food, but good food tasting great. So with Sophie in Singapore, I was in the UK in London, and we just decided to start a blog together to document, you know, we'd been through so much, we kind of learned so much from what Sophie had gone through, and it was pretty devastating, horrible time, especially, you know, I think I was a carer, and being a carer is actually really, really difficult. It's horrible, because you're not in control. So obviously seeing Sophie like that was, very hard to deal with. So we, you know, did so much research into different foods, how, you know, even the good sugars aren't actually necessarily good for you. So things like coconut sugar, you know, read so much about that. It was just such a interesting learning experience as well. We started our blog, and we were able to kind of document different things and create different recipes based on kind of our learnings and discoveries. And then we also had the bar recipes because obviously I've been making them for Sophie. Yeah. So there was a point where Sophie was coming back to the UK. I was obviously freelance, and I found that quite frustrating. I guess how unstable being a freelancer can be. So we decided to start a business, which we had the bars. So we thought, you know, the bars are perfectly aligned with what our blog is all about. There's nothing out there that is genuinely delicious as well as being good for you. So we decided to launch our products, and it was the bars as our first product.
And I think it was like we were both in a place where I wanted to move my career from the agency side, and Gracie was looking for something that went along with her film career. So, and actually then it became full-time for both of us because we loved it so much. So it was an amazing kind of journey getting to that point of that, saying, what have we got to lose? Literally, we've got nothing to lose. We're both looking for something else anyway. Let's go for it.
Right. So there was kind of a moment where you just thought, now's the right time. It makes sense just where you're both at. And I guess if you've already got that blog and that following and the product, then you probably must have felt like you were halfway there, at least with the concept, which is great.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. And my husband's a designer, so he for us and designed us the brand, which was it's a massive thing that people have to get through when they're launching a brand, and it can make such a huge difference. So we're really lucky for that.
It's interesting because one of the themes that I've noticed in the entrepreneurs that we've spoken to on this podcast is that normally the guys that found these really interesting, exciting startups are either product people or they're marketing people. But you guys obviously got the benefit of, you know, you've got the product person there with Gracie, and then Sophie, you've got that marketing background, and you've got a designer in the family. So it's like, wow.
I know. That was like probably the most useful person I could marry, actually.
Yeah, I mean, especially at the start, we didn't get investment, and we didn't actually need to, because we were able to kind of get everyone we knew involved that had skills that we didn't, like Ian, who was able to design our brand. So and being the two of us, you know, we're obviously very similar in a lot of ways, but when it comes to our skills, we're totally different. So it just worked really well. We didn't need to get investment, so that was really amazing.
That's good. And do you know what, it's it's a theme in all the conversation we've had as well, which is the people dynamic and sort of delineating who takes care of what and having that trust and knowing you can let them roll with it and that you're on the same path, but you know you're sort of plugging different parts of it. It's just so key in getting something off the ground, isn't it? Because if you've not got that shared vision, it doesn't work. But also if you've not got the right mix of skills, it doesn't work, because you just can't be good at everything, can you? I know that from our experience of setting this up. I'm very much like the sort of the fun front man, but I'm useless at detail. Just literally can't do a critical path for toffee. Whereas Adam, my business partner, he's a grumpy Yorkshireman and just sort of prods me in the right direction. And now we've got Harry, our apprentice. He sort of taught us about marketing and you know how technology works. So it's good as well. He's nodding in the background because. So how did you? I guess the big question then is, how did you find the right manufacturing partner, or do you manufacture direct yourself?
We don't. We outsource manufacturing, and actually that took ages. That was very challenging to find someone that could replicate what we were doing at home on a larger scale, because it's not as simple as kind of handing over a recipe. It's I mean, we were literally making the bars on a NutriBullet at home, so to pass that recipe over,
and also expect that quality. Well, that doesn't taste right, you know.
So we took about 6 months to find a manufacturer that could actually replicate what we were doing at home, and for it to still have that homemade taste and really high quality feel. We're all about, like say we said, taste, and quality is key. So we weren't willing to compromise on that. And we trialed at a few various places and it just was not right. And then eventually found a family run factory that was able to do what we're doing now. So brilliant. It took a while, and that was I think people assume that's quite easy to do, but actually I do think finding a manufacturer is really one of the tougher challenges that product businesses like ours will face.
Because we definitely did a few trials and we were like, oh my god, this is so easy, like we've literally found a factory and they're already doing trials. But then as soon as we tasted them, we were like, oh, okay, this is going to be a lot harder.
And my bar.
Exactly. We were like, this is worse than what's out there. Like, we can't so, and there were things like we had, the guy at our factory really helped with, like, there are things like water content, you know, which at home you don't even think of that. You make them fresh, they taste delicious. You might tweak things based on what you've got in your cupboard. Every now and then, or add something new to try it, but we needed consistency and we needed good shelf life and just the best taste for our customers. And we had really real ambitions that we didn't just want to kind of sell at markets, we wanted to go for it. And I mean, there was no middle ground really ever. We didn't kind of make them ourselves and sell them like we would give them to friends and family, but we just wanted to go for it with the retailers. So it's really important, and that's why it's really important to work with a manufacturer who understands your products and the quality, because there were tweaks that we didn't even know existed. That and there were things that we wanted to do, like we loved the idea of having like a macadamia and lemon, but you can't find that's unless it's a fresh product that's going to be suitable for shelf life and things like that. So the brownie was actually our original recipe. It was just the quantities that were tweaked, which is amazing. And like, we loved that was our original recipe. But other things that we played around with at home weren't necessarily possible, which was quite interesting to find out and learn about. Yeah,
that's really interesting. It's something a lot of the manufacturers that we work with talk about, is this idea of co-development. And I think you need to find someone that gets you, don't you? Not just your product, but also you've got to work with them. They've got to be part of your business.
Exactly.
So 6 months. So what were you doing during that time then? Were you just constantly trial testing, or were you doing some of the marketing activities, farmers markets? Kind of what was that sort of first 6 months like?
God, so we were, I suppose, obviously finding a factory that took up a lot of time, but we were reaching out to buyers, trying to, just spending hours and hours basically finding the right people to contact, and trying to kind of get our name and product out there, and building our social media following, and just sort of, I guess, getting the admin side of things ready, little things like, all the folders of different files that we needed, all the paperwork, because it has just been the two of us, so we were literally doing everything.
And I guess also we were both working, weren't we? Gracie is still doing a lot of film stuff, and I was freelance doing a bit of freelance when I got back from Singapore. So yeah, we were kind of working until the point of launching as well. We did carry on working for a bit longer, but yeah, it was just like reaching out to people, meeting up with different people to try and get advice, and bringing buyers, and often getting rejected, but often getting some quite good advice, and understanding things like our value chains, what we need to charge, or how much margin retailers would look for. So we actually started on a really, because I think a lot of people start and they're like, oh God, you know, I can't sell my product in retail because it's too expensive. Whereas we understood very early on what we needed to take into account and how we would scale up and things like that. So it was kind of like a learning time, like you said.
Great. And so you started in April 2015, did you? Is that right?
We launched our products November 15. So our first retailer was Whole Foods.
Oh, right, great. So that was gonna be my next question. Like, where was the listings? Like, how did the sales pan out?
Yeah. Well, we had like a funny story with our first retailer, Whole Foods. So, I mean, you can imagine how many products get presented to Whole Foods on a daily basis. So we found out who the buyer was, and that was through kind of contacting other brands and speaking to them. And someone very kindly told us who to target. Yeah. So once we had that, we emailed, LinkedIn, all the kind of traditional channels, tried to call up, didn't get put through. And then decided to take that a step further and stalked on social media. So we found buyers' personal Twitter, and we knew that there was the speciality and fine foods fair coming up, and we thought surely he's going to that. And we weren't exhibiting or anything because it's just, we hadn't even got a product yet. And it was going to be the next day, and I was in Bath with my parents, Gracie was in London. And I was just like Friday night, like on Twitter, started just sending him pictures of squirrels, being like, please meet us at the speciality and fine foods. And he replied, I couldn't believe it. And I rang Gracie straight away, and I was like, he's replied. And then after a few more pictures, he replied saying, meet me outside at 9. So both drove up really early the next day, but like put a presentation together quickly. Gracie got samples, just kitchen samples ready. We were literally walking along with a phone going, this is what the packaging is going to look like. Here are some samples. He was so busy, but he was just so nice. And then 2 weeks later, we got an email saying that it was a yes.
Oh, that was amazing. That's great.
Really exciting. We tried to tweet people since then. It's not the same approach for everyone. Not everyone loves.
That is, I love that though. The commitment to your cause, the passion that you'll go and chase somebody down their own Twitter account. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I know. It was really lucky that he was so open to it, and just like that we were being a bit quirky about our approach.
Well, I think that's what you've got to do to cut through in a crowded marketplace. If you just do it the same as everybody else, well, you might as well go home, right? There's so many people that give it a go and give up. But do you ever do you ever have that kind of the butterfly moment before you pick up the phone to do sales still, or are you like used to it now, hardened to it? Like, how do you find selling your products still?
Yeah. No, I think we both still, they definitely eased, with pitching and stuff when we go and meet buyers. But we still do 100%, 100% get the butterflies. But I think that's really good because it's, you can turn that into kind of, and it shows, you're passionate and you believe in what you're doing. If you're getting nervous, that's a good sign. I think if we didn't get nervous, that would always be a sign that we're over it. But I think it's we still do get, it's definitely like we're a lot more confident in everything we do now. We've our story and our journey to where we've got, we feel very proud of that. So we feel confident when we go and see people and speak to people.
We even got butterflies coming on to talk to you. You still get that it's just like this
excited
excitement, energy, and also telling your story. It's exciting. So,
do you know what my favourite part of the job as a recruiter is sales. And actually, my favourite part of our business at the moment is these podcasts. I just absolutely love it. Everything research through to doing the calls and then pushing it afterwards. But every time I have a podcast, I always wake and think, oh no, I'm gonna balls it up today. Today's probably wrong. And it's always great, and you come out on this high, don't you? And you have a meeting, you do something fun and collaborative.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a guy whose stuff I follow, and he always talks about turning your pressure into power, and using, kind of letting the fear kind of flow through. It's all kind of like very, Karate Kid stuff, but it's true. I love all that. It really works.
It definitely does.
Yeah, like trying to turn, because we started doing an interview series, and we've only done a couple, but it's so out of our comfort zone, but we really wouldn't do it because it's something we're really passionate about. And we spend like the week before just like
not sleeping.
Like the last one we were like so excited. We were interviewing Holly Tucker, who's the founder of Not on the High Street. And we were just like, no, we've got to turn this into just a pure excitement, but it's because we've got this big name, we're talking to her out of our comfort zone, but just trying to be really like, just turn it into a different type of energy than worrying about it.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great advice. So I guess natural follow-on question from that then, what would you say has been the biggest high point for you in the journey so far?
That was definitely a high point, actually.
Yeah, that was amazing. It was actually when she said yes to us, we were both like, oh wow.
We were like, oh my god, this interview series is actually happening.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
And one moment that was actually really incredible was when we got approached by a publisher, Pavilion Books. Yeah. We've been going about a year, and obviously, our blog was all about our recipes, and the commissioner she was a follower of our blog, and she reached out and asked if they could pitch an idea to us, come and basically see if we'd write a cookbook. Oh. And we thought it was like sent to the wrong email address at first. We were like, what? And had a meeting, and we were given the opportunity to write a cookbook. So we spent about a year writing it to publish or to launch date, and that was pretty amazing. And that was in like Waterstones, all kind of main bookshops, and obviously Amazon and online. So that was pretty special, that moment when we launched that. That
pretty
was overwhelming
really
feeling.
Because we've had like quite a few really exciting meetings. Our first I suppose supermarket Waitrose is really exciting, but unfortunately what buyers do is they really don't commit till the very last minute, so you're so unsure that you're like we don't really know like how many stores are we going to, are they actually going to put the order through, you don't know how excited to get along the way. So we got so excited early on about stuff that didn't happen or happened like a year later. So unfortunately, it's not the big high you imagine. It's amazing though, seeing your products on the shelf, and that really is the like pinch me moment. And you get so used to it because you're kind of going in quite functionally, being like, are they displayed right? Where are they? But and when you see them unexpectedly, that's so exciting as well. Or when you see someone pick them up as well.
Oh yeah, we become like absolute stalkers. Like if there's someone, if we're in a shop and someone picks up our bar, like I remember being in Waitrose. I was in Waitrose a couple of months ago before lockdown, and there was a lady holding one of our Flavours, and I was so like taken aback. I was just like, so cool to see that. So I actually got my phone out and started filming it to send Sophie. And then I realised, God, if she turns around, this is going to look so good. So I had to go and like introduce myself. And I was like, why are you buying our product? Like, we'd love to hear what you think. So that's really cool. And then another moment was actually Sophie, the story that Sophie told at the start was featured in Vogue magazine on Sunday.
Yeah, so that was amazing.
Like a serious pinch me moment. That was such a high. Like we were, pretty amazing.
Really amazing.
So what have been some of the worst bits then? Go on. What's been
we've been delisted from retailers. Like we're so honest, like people don't tend to talk about that, or like they cover it up, but actually it's something that quite naturally happens. If you can't invest marketing, we had that we shouldn't mention which retailer, but it was a real kick in the teeth because it was we had an amazing buyer who was so passionate about helping small businesses. He could really see our vision, buyers changed, targets changed.
Yeah.
We could give them 65 grand investment, and unfortunately it happened, and that was really, really gutting actually. But when things like that happen, other doors open, we realize we might need to readjust something, and because we're so passionate that our products are the best snack bars out there, that we are just so frustrated by the amount of products that are full of sugar, like you see in food to go areas. We're like, it's fair enough if people want to have a chocolate bar or a flapjack, go for it. It's all about a balanced lifestyle. But what's annoying is when people are like misleading people, and having been in that position where I was unwell and trying to get better and being misled by all these products, it's just really depressing actually. So we feel so strongly that there's no one out there doing what we are, and that actually we need to get over it, and this mission is bigger than us, and we have to, we're allowed a day to feel annoyed, but we need to just carry on and say, okay, what do we need to do? Like, what's the problem here? How do we, we're not going to ever be able to invest 65 grand. And I don't think it's right that brands are asked to do that unless they're huge. Like, what are we going to do? And actually, there have been other opportunities and other really supportive buyers who are like, they're really backing our mission. And as a business, they're backing, products that are mission focused and trying to actually do something different than just sell. So I think that's kind of how we try and reframe that. It's really hard sometimes to do that, and running your own business is tough, but luckily we have each other to pull each other through as well, because I think that's what we're so lucky about being sisters and business partners, is that we are really sympathetic to the other one. So we always try and just keep each other going, basically.
It's great. And it's funny, a lot of the entrepreneurs that I've spoken to do have family sort of very involved. Ollie's Olives, it's Ollie and his brother there. Susan Gaffson at Pep and Lecker, she does it with her sister-in-law. She's the lady behind all the recipes in the kitchen. And I do think it really helps if you know that person well, so that you know how to handle them on a bad day and how to get them going again. So Adam and I had the sort of the privilege of working together at another company, and we actually set up a business unit for them, and we really enjoyed it. But we kind of we learned each other's strengths and weaknesses in that year, so we kind of got to practice on somebody else a little bit.
Oh, that's good.
But I always joke with my brother. I always sort of say to him, look, if I set up another business, it'll be with you, mate, because I know what you like on a bad day. So if I know that I know how to do it, vice versa.
It definitely does. Yeah.
And I think it's the trust, because we've had other people work for us who have, we've worked with some really lovely people who we're still in touch with, but they've got their own priorities, which is completely understandable, because it's just business. Whereas when it's your family and it's your business, it's just very different. And we're working with a guy now, Wilfred Emmanuel Jones, who is completely different to us. He's like a real, he's really pushing us, and it's good because our dynamic is that we're so sympathetic to each other. I'd never be like, Gracie, you need to get that done, get it done over the weekend, and vice versa. So he's kind of really pushing us, and he's helping us relook at our strengths and weaknesses. So it's quite good having that dynamic, because we still have each other and we never have to do that, but actually it's helping us take the business to the next level. But at the same time, he's a family guy, he's we really trust him, and we know that us is because he's got real faith in us. So again, it's the right person. It's taken us 4.5 years to find that right person to come with us on the journey. And again, because we're sisters, we have been very protective about that, which maybe meant that at some points we haven't gone further or as fast as we would have, but I think on the whole it's the best thing.
I think that's the difference, isn't it, between buying shares in a business or just investing in something functional like a buy to let. it's not really part of you. Whereas, you know, a food brand that's come out of your relationship with sisters, well, you don't want to let a wrong one in on that, do you? You want to make sure that
exactly
is the right.
We nearly did once.
Yeah, we've got very close to signing contracts, and then it's all about trusting your gut. I think that's what we've always said. You know, when we haven't listened to our gut, things have gone wrong. So when it came to the very last minute of something, we were just really emotional all the time and just like stressed, and we couldn't figure out why. And then like, it's because we know this isn't right. So we actually pulled out at the last minute, which was the best decision we've ever made. But yeah, we would say like 100% trust your gut. It's telling you something. And so yeah, with Wilfred, it just felt right. And yeah, we trust him, like Steve said, and he trusts us. So yeah, it's just been a really good positive thing.
And Wilfred's the Black Farm, is that right? That's
yeah.
So he's got an amazing story. And is it called the Hatchery? Is that his?
The Hatchery, yeah. So he so a couple of other brands, so Smorgasbord and the Gin Kitchen as well. So they're under the Hatchery scheme, and now Squirrel Sisters too. So yeah, it's great, and he's so involved, and yeah, he's got some really great ideas, and like Steve said, he really pushes us. So
yeah, he pushes us out of our comfort zone with everything, which is really good. And we don't necessarily agree with it all, but it's good to at least consider something that's a completely different idea. And he's like, just trust me, girls. So we're like, okay, do you know what? We're just going to go with it and just see what happens. And it's really fun. Yeah, really, really fun.
That's good. That's right. So the product is, you know, the absolute passion and that mission. You know, you articulated it really, really well. So I've got the products here, guys. If you're watching, and I'm going to get them down now. But can you just give me a bit of a run through again on what makes your products so special and what differentiates them from other snack bars out there, and what's a very popular but crowded marketplace?
Let you go with it. So we are the only snacking brand in the UK that has a whole range of no added sugar products. So like Sophie said, it's very frustrating that there are so many brands out there that sort of mislead. That's our newest flavour, peanut caramel. So we stamped on the front, no added sugar. That is what we're all about. So yeah, the key thing is that we basically sweeten all our products with dates. So it's fruit, but the difference is that they aren't date heavy. So a lot of fruit and nut bars, people sort of complain that there's a very like datey texture, and they're just really date heavy. But it's not a main ingredient for all the flavors. So yeah, that took a lot of work with the balancing of the ingredients to get that taste perfect.
That's the original one.
That's the original.
This is the one. The brownie.
The original brownie.
Yeah. So they're also vegan, gluten-free. And yeah, most importantly, the thing we can't stop talking about is the no added sugar. And we use really high quality ingredients. So for example, with our cacao range, we use organic cacao. We can't claim our cacao brownie is organic, but organic cacao the taste is so much better than non-organic. So we spend that extra bit of money to just make sure basically the taste is the top level it can be. So we use slightly more specialized ingredients in that way. So like organic cacao nibs, organic cacao powder, organic cacao butter to give them that really rich, delicious, just moreish taste. And the other thing is that we're Great Taste Award winning. So for a healthy snack bar, that's pretty good. We're also certified by SugarWise because of our no added sugar claim.
Yeah, very
yeah. So yeah, we've got 4 flavours in the range with our snack bars. We've also got share bag options, which are bite-sized versions of our brownie range, the cacao brownie, cacao orange. We'll have to send you some of those too.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Do like a bonus feature of trying those.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. We're the best tasting no added sugar snack brand in the world.
So one of the things I liked as well is there's actually 2 of them in each packet. So for portion control, well, that's great because I'm a bit of a scoffaholic. So you know, a sharing bag doesn't normally get shared if I buy it, which is a problem. But actually, I thought this was really good because you save one for later, or if you're there, you know, with your missus or your mate from work, you can break it out and share it. And so I was gonna actually, another point to note for the watchers and listeners, it's just 82 calories per bar, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, so yeah, two bars per pack, 2 sticks per pack, and 82 calories. Everything's under 91, with all this, our peanut raspberries around 87 calories. So yeah, which is great, because I think when we first launched, we did a survey to find out what consumers actually really want. And actually portion control is really high up there. So that's why we did the 2 sticks in the tray, and also put the calories on so people could know exactly what they're getting per stick. And our slogan is treat your health as well. So we came up with that because we are all about, I noticed that.
Love that.
So you can have a healthy snack, and it can also taste like a treat. That's basically our thing. We want to make healthy taste delicious.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting hungry now, so I want to get straight into it.
I know. Watching.
So we've got peanut butter raspberry, which I'm excited for because I've never tried that as a flavour before. Peanut butter caramel. There is cacao orange and the original cacao brownie. What do you recommend I try first?
Maybe the cacao brownie.
They're all
Great stuff.
Go for the original.
And then I try with the peanut range.
Smells so good. It smells really rich.
Yeah.
It smells great. I tell you, I know you shouldn't have favourites, but there is one of the podcasts that we've done. We did it with chocolate sauce. Harry, what's the name again of the chocolate? Broma. I keep wanting to call it Zoma. Broma, right? Broma chocolate sauce. Have you tried it?
No. Is it in a sort of pouch?
It's so good. Like we just keep buying as a family, putting it in loads of stuff, but this just reminds me of the smell of that.
You have it on like ice cream or
yeah, it was great.
Lovely.
Chop it in half, otherwise Harry's going to be upset with me for not sharing. You can see, guys, that's really nice, rich-looking bar. Really dense.
Yeah, that's the cacao butter gives it that really dense sort of brownie rich texture.
Yeah, it's really got that brownie texture. It doesn't like you say that the sort of the cheap snack bars that you buy that are very datey. It's not got that kind of squish date vibe. It's got like a really floury brownie vibe. It's great.
Yeah. And actually, although we promote them more as a treat, they are so good for people who do a lot of sports. So cyclists in particular love them because they don't have to have a drink straight after. Because obviously, if you're cycling, or obviously other sports as well, but it's so tricky when you're cycling to just suddenly have a drink. So they love the texture and the fact that it's like got a lot more nuts than a lot of the other bars, because a lot of them just pump them full of dates to get the price down. And therefore they do actually keep you going. You're not like starving straight after like a lot of them.
No, it's great. Really, really good texture. You must spend ages trying to get that right.
Yeah, it did take a long time. Be surprised.
A lot of eating brownies.
Yeah.
That's the type of research I could get into.
It wasn't a problem.
Market research.
What do you recommend I try next then?
I would go peanut caramel.
Peanut caramel. Cool.
So we launched this. When did we launch the peanut range?
The beginning of the year.
Yeah. So we're really, really proud of these because we feel they're just almost like a Snickers, like a healthy Snickery vibe. And with our cacao orange, people say it's like a Terry's chocolate orange, like Jaffa cake sort of vibe, but obviously without all the bad ingredients.
Definitely smells like a Snickers. It smells great. That was really great.
Do you ever try stuff on your podcast and not really like it? That'd be so awkward, wouldn't it? It's lucky these are great tasting award winning.
You probably struggle to believe it, but I just really enjoy food, It's funny because it's like always the highlight of the week is we've done a podcast who's taking some of the leftovers home for the kids. Watching their reactions and talking about it. And they always have their favourites as well, and they like to watch them back with me. And they'll say, "Oh, Daddy, you ate loads of that, and you didn't leave as much, did you?" So, I have to order them some, but that is really good. It's again, just there's none of that like datey squashed vibe to it. It's kind of it's really light and it's very moist as well. It doesn't dry your mouth out. I've had some of the it's one of the things that I've got real bugbear with is you often see the big retailers will try and do a private label knockoff of a really well-known startup brand, and they're always underwhelming. I always sort of want to give them, because you appreciate it's not going to be as premium, but you kind of hope that it will maybe, get onto the same playing field. It doesn't. Just outgunned by the original. But I can't see anyone doing a cheap knockoff that's going to come close. I think you're going to outrun them easily. It's great.
The good thing is we are competitive on price in relation to our quality, because we're such a lean business. Like, we got rid of our office last year. We literally do everything ourselves. That we and Ian get in to do our design. So we really are able to be like, we don't need to make too much money per bar because we haven't got loads of overheads, and therefore we really can pass on the best quality possible to the consumer. That's
great. You'll get loyalty in your following then, won't you? Then you get repeat purchase.
Yeah, we've got a lot of loyal customers, which is amazing.
Do you have a lot of good engagement on Insta? It's a very Instagrammable product, isn't it?
Yeah, we do. It's something we really, Instagram has been amazing for us. And it's just such a great way you're instantly connected with your customer. And we spend a lot of time on Instagram. And our product, I think, is very, very Instagrammable as well. Like the brand, I know you're blowing our own trumpet here, but we think it's like a beautiful brand.
Yeah, well, we can say it, so it is like that direction.
But we love it. People love our packaging and just think it's so, with the tray and with the squirrels, people love it.
It's just like not a healthy bar experience, like your average. It's like a special experience, and that's really what we wanted. I think right at the beginning we said we want people to, this sounds really over the top now. We wanted people to have that Tiffany box experience. Obviously, it's not quite that, but it's a snacking world. It's probably is the closest.
Yeah.
Well, also packaging sells. Like I'll spend, £2.50 on a snack if I like the packaging, and I think it's if it's all minimalist and sporty looking, I don't know, just a bit boring. It's got to like have a bit of punch, a bit of personality there on shelf.
Definitely.
So which one do you recommend I try next? Then we've got the cacao orange and the peanut raspberry.
I'd go
for cacao one. Which one?
Maybe cacao orange.
Yeah, although you've had peanuts, maybe peanut. Mix it up. Go orange. Go orange.
Okay. Go wild. Go orange.
Yeah.
So you've got the. I hadn't noticed actually to begin with, but you've got a really nice tray as well. Treat your health.
Yeah.
Squirrel as well.
Treat your health. That's Squirrel logo.
Very handy for paper clips on a desk if it's a desk street, or kids love turning them into little boats.
Yeah. Or hats.
What have you got the orangey smell so strong? What have you used for it?
So that is orange oil. So it's oil from the bark and rind.
Yeah.
So bark of the tree and rind of the orange.
Gracie literally interrogated the company who we got it from and was like they never send out a proper breakdown, and she was like, I want to know exactly what to do.
I spent like hours on the phone.
Yeah.
And we tested a few different ones, and some orange, obviously it's when it's not natural you can really taste that, but because ours is like a really high quality orange flavouring, it's the oil basically. So it's really delicious, and it makes gives it that like I don't know, I love the orange. I love it so much.
That is good. I think with anything that's fruit flavoured, I always just think that the flavour should just be in your nose to begin with, and it absolutely hits that. It's really good. It doesn't miss a trick on that. Because sometimes you have you'll buy something that'll say red berries whatever, and you open it up and there's no smell there. I think it's half the enjoyment. So the smell. That's really good. Again, if you're watching it, guys, you really need to try these products. Flavours consistent, textures consistent. It's not all squidgy. It's not all dates. It's all they kind of taste like cake bars. I wouldn't really know that I wasn't eating something that was full of flour. I don't mean that it doesn't taste healthy. But, it's just got that really light, airy taste to it. So peanut raspberry, this is the final one. I'm excited about this.
So this is our newest flavour. We launched this 2 months ago.
Yeah, really
during lockdown actually. I have to say this is one of my go-to flavours at the moment.
Yeah. Do you still take a lead on the development of the flavours, Gracie? Is that still your your gig?
Yeah, so we both it's what we like really. Anything, so flavors we like, for example, you know, chocolate or mint chocolate is a popular flavor, but neither of us like mint chocolate, so we just wouldn't be able to produce a mint chocolate flavor
because we couldn't genuinely say
we wouldn't want to eat it. So anything we do, we have to, you know, it's what our taste, our flavors, and we think, you know, we've got quite mainstream flavors anyway, taste buds. So yeah, but that's raspberry and peanut is just almost like you know, the American
peanut butter jelly.
Peanut butter jelly, like we've got the premium version.
Yeah.
I've got to say that's my favourite flavour. I had a feeling it would be, but
best to last.
I hadn't thought of it till you mentioned it. But it does remind me of a PBJ sandwich.
Yeah,
it is really good, and just the nice sharp raspberry flavour, and you can really tell it's raspberry, not just some random berry, which is great.
Exactly, yeah.
And it cuts through the peanut. Great compliment. Love it.
Yeah, because it's quite refreshing. I know that's a really weird way to describe it, because the nuts are roasted, so they're really rich and, you know, indulgent, and then the raspberry just gives it that kind of lighter, fresher feel. So it's really nicely balanced.
Yeah. Do you ever have these for breakfast, or is that too indulgent?
We literally eat them every day, don't we?
We're genuinely not just saying that.
Yeah,
we literally
I had some bites this morning.
Yeah, you can have them at any point. That's why I think they're so great, because you literally can, you know, if you're in a rush in the morning or just want like a morning snack, they're great. Afternoon 11s, you know, afternoon pick me up. You know, there's just so many different times, pre-post workout, or in the evening is a little more indulgent kind of treats. They kind of tick the box and give you, you know, they what's the word? Satisfy any cravings. Yeah.
I think my choice would definitely be the peanut raspberry with a flat white and a good book. I reckon that'd go down a treat. In the morning. That can be perfect. Yeah. So, guys, it's been really exciting hearing about the journey so far. But for everyone that's listening, what's next? And also, how can people follow you, and where can people buy the products from?
So what's next is we're looking at some savoury ranges. Ooh. So we're probably not too far off being able to launch a trial run on our website. So we will send you the link as soon as we have things sorted. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves like we usually do, get overexcited. But no, that's looking really positive and delicious, obviously. And then...
we've just started working with the Black Farmer. So we have a lot of plans. We're working very, very hard to take Squirrel Sisters to the next level. We want it to be a global business. We want to be known for our amazing tasting snacks that most importantly contain no added sugar. We're really proud to have launched 5 years ago with that claim and to have stuck with it. And we will continue to stick with that and continue offering delicious tasting products that are genuinely good for you. We've got lots of things bubbling away, some really exciting press things coming up. But obviously with our interview series, we've got some really exciting guests over the next few months as well. So it's very, very busy. We've got obviously Wilfred, who is helping us take it to the next level now. So we're really excited about that. And if people are interested in trying our products, we're in Waitrose, Holland & Barrett, on Ocado, Selfridges, Whole Foods, Amazon. We've obviously got our own website shop, which with lockdown we adapted to just make it a much smoother customer journey. So that's squirrelsisters.com, and you can find us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at Squirrel Sisters too.
Great. And just another plug for you guys as well. You've got a really, really good little video series on Insta, I think it is, which is called Ready, Steady, Squirrel.
Oh, yeah.
And it's you guys cooking for each other, which I watched. I thought was great, just loads of fun. And really kind of, for me, just it gave me a really good insight into your relationship, which is what the brand's built on. I think, fans will enjoy that. So go and check it out.
And we're all about easy, convenient, delicious foods. So that's where the idea came from. So we're going to come back on Monday with some, we're not sure what time yet. If anyone has feedback, let us know what time is good on Monday. And we're going to launch that restart it next week.
Great stuff. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show, guys. It's been an absolute privilege. We'll make sure we tag all your social in our various posts. And yeah, if you've been watching this, guys, and you enjoy it, give us a like, give us a comment on YouTube, give us a follow. Make sure you share it with your friends. And more importantly, make sure you buy some Squirrel Sisters bars, because you won't be disappointed.
Yeah.
Definitely try the peanut raspberry. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Check out the playlist here for more content like this. Click the donuts to subscribe so you never miss an update, and give us a like and a comment so we know what content you'd like to see from us. See you next time.